I don't understand. Oh, good. I see someone. Maria. Okay. Maria, you're still with me. I'm so sorry. I was having ridiculous technical problems. So if you can hear me, say I can hear you. Text it to me because I can see that you're on. And anyone else, if you can hear me, please let me know. The technology is awesome, but yet a pain in the butt sometimes. Okay, good. All right. It seems like there's also a delay in when I can see the chat. I'm noticing people are slowly coming in. So I'm going to give it a couple minutes. I've heard sometimes that hosting webinars on Google Hangouts can sometimes be a pain, but Google kind of owns the world right now. All right, I'm giving it a few more minutes. I'm going to check with someone else. I may have lost people. Maybe they didn't think that it was happening. I don't blame them. All right, I'm seeing some more people coming in. All right, well, oh, no, Maria, to request to speak, that will be later for questions. But for now, I'm just in presenter mode, so I'm the only one. I'm the only one who's able to present. Okay. Okay, good. Everyone's coming in. So I'm going to go ahead and just get started because I do apologize. It took a little bit longer than I expected. So if you don't know who I am, my name is Vanessa Aviles, and I am a Beachbody Coach, as you probably know, but I'm also a group fitness trainer, and I am currently studying officially nutrition. So I feel like I've been able to speak to it for so many years, but now I want to be official. So you're here on this call tonight because you wanted to learn a little bit more about what Beachbody coaching is. So thank you for being here tonight. I'm going to try to keep this within 20 minutes. So if I tend to go a little bit quicker, or if I'm talking too fast, please chat there and let me know if I'm going a little too fast, and I can back it up. But also, if you have any questions right now, because there is a little bit of a delay in the chat, go ahead and start sending me some of your questions. So if for some reason I don't answer them, I can see them and I can start answering them, or probably throughout the presentation, maybe I will have answered it for you. So before I get into what Beachbody is and what coaching is specifically, I would just want to tell you a little bit of my story and my journey. So I think I went through the normal prescription of life. You know, you go to school, you go to college, you graduate, and then you get hired on corporate America, and you have this idea that the only thing that you need to do is climb that corporate ladder. And I'm not saying that's anything wrong with that. There are people who are completely happy with that. It just didn't fit within who I am and what I wanted to do with my life. So when I decided that enough was enough about the weight gain that I had, especially after college, I decided to do something about it. And when the gyms were just not working out for me, so I decided to then do something different, but I just didn't know what. And my husband and I, when we were dating at the time, ended up buying P90X off of an infomercial. And as a beginner, that was a really challenging program, and it had no one to tell me, hey, maybe you're not ready for something like that. But I just intuitively knew that. And because I knew the product was really good, I just wasn't ready for it. I went back to Beachbody, who I didn't even know who that was. I just saw P90X on the TV. And there was a comparison chart on the website. And I just kind of looked at what I felt would be a good fit for me at the time. And I ended up buying Turbo Jam. And that was the beginning of a new world for me. I fell in love with that format. I got the itch and I got the bug, and that really made me, I know you may or may not have heard the soulmate workout term, but that ended up becoming my soulmate workout. And I still do it to this day. I'm actually a certified Turbo Kick instructor, which is the same format, just at the gym level. But it opened up the door for me to do probably things I would have never done before, like boot camps, insanity, strength training, and weights. I needed that fun thing first to kind of get me going. And believe me, Turbo is still a really good workout, but I needed that thing to get me hooked. And from that point on, I kept on, purchasing other programs like Chalene Extreme, and I started doing P90X a little bit here and there. And I just felt like everybody was asking, like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And I would just talk about it so much. And then that's when the Team Beachbody opportunity first came about, and I looked into it, and I'll get into this a little bit later. I was really hesitant. I just had that icky feeling about it, wasn't really sure, but I asked my upline coach. I drilled her for 2 weeks because I just wasn't sure. I thought it was just this slimy network marketing thing. But I'm so thankful for everything, because it just opened the doors for me changing my life. And it started with me getting that program. And then I'm now a Beachbody Live instructor. I'm a group fitness trainer, and it's opened up so many different avenues for me. That's like my short, long story. And there's so much more in that, but again, we have 20 minutes. So far so good. Just say yes, no, it'll eventually come through. So with that said, I want to give you a little bit of a backstory of Beachbody. It is, a household name. You got your P90X, your Insanity, now your 21-Day Fix, Hammer and Chisel, which is an amazing program, Body Beast. I mean, and it goes back even further, like Slim and Six and P90 before P90X was even, the flagship product. But it didn't always start like that. Actually, Beachbody was founded in 1998, and it started off as a infomercial company, and they had more products than just fitness, but the fitness programs is what stuck. And then they decided, okay, let us really focus on the fitness programs. But what happened was that, when you're in the infomercial business, what do you need? You need transformations and you need testimonials. And what was happening is, although people were buying the products, they weren't sticking with them long enough to see the actual results that the products could give them. So what happened? The two founders, John Congdon and Carl Deichler, actually did the entire program and did their before and after photos. And that's what kind of like started the whole thing. And then they created these message boards where everyone would, come on and really encourage each other and motivate each other, answer questions about the programs. And that built that community, that supportive community around it. And that's when they realized that was a missing link. That was what was really needed for their programs to really take off. So when they were really evaluating what avenue they were going to do to incorporate that link, network marketing was one of the options. There were many others, but at the end of the day, that's what made the most sense. So that's just a little bit of a backstory of how they decided on Team Beachbody and the network marketing business model on that end. Now, Beachbody.com is still an infomercial company. Team Beachbody is just a network of that. And what's interesting, and see, network marketing is a profession, and there's a lot of other companies that have that business model. But what a lot of people don't know is that, and what I'm really proud of, and obviously I fell in love with the products, but the more I got to know about Beachbody as a company, the more I fell in love with everything that they stand. The products came first, and that's what I really liked about it. Sometimes a company or a network marketing opportunity will develop, or the idea of that, and then they'll build a product around that. Well, in Beachbody's case, it was the product and then the profession around it. And that's why our products are amazing, and that's why they work, because the quality is there and they absolutely give amazing results. And they constantly fine tune them. There's constantly research and development around it, and they're evolving with times. They do a lot of research, and that's why it's just, I think everyone, I'm looking to see who's here, I think everyone pretty much on the webinar has done a program or has done something. All right, so that's a little background about Beachbody. So I wanted to set that stage because the more I've been doing this, especially the last year when I've really been working my business, network marketing really does rock. And here's why. It's a legitimate business. It is not a pyramid scheme. Those are illegal. But the business model is basically, it provides people with real legitimate products. And a pyramid scheme is where you just sign up people and there's no product exchange at all. So that's kind of very surface explanation. But the other thing I really like about network marketing is that the world economy is changing. And by working this business honestly, and by honestly, I mean you really put in the work, then it really helps you thrive in this economy is constantly changing and always kind of questioning if you're going to have a job. So, and it creates that creativity and that excitement of being able to help people on a different level than maybe in another profession you wouldn't have that opportunity. And the other thing I really like about it is that it does not play favorites. And I know that firsthand because when I first became a coach, and I'll get into this in a minute, I didn't really work the business the way I should have. I treated it honestly like a hobby. And people who enrolled after me have surpassed me. That's what I'm saying. It's not a pyramid in the terms that people think it is, right? So they have surpassed me. They're not any better or smarter necessarily. They just put in the honest, hard work, and they they were able to get where they wanted to go. They were able to reach their goals. And what do I mean by that? We have people who are teachers. We have people who are doctors, lawyers, people who were marketing background, nutritionists, stay-at-home moms. So what do I mean? It does not play favorites. You do the work that you need to do, and then you can be successful. So that's what I really like about it. That doesn't mean that you shouldn't develop skills and that you shouldn't, be mentored or really dive into that. But it really, just because you have a PhD doesn't mean you're going to be successful in a nutshell. Okay. So the only catch with network marketing, right? Because people are like, oh, well, there's got to be a catch. I really think the only catch is that you have to, and if you guys know me, I have a sarcastic humor, but the only catch is that you have to accept a temporary loss of social esteem from ignorant people. And the reason why I say that is because, again, it's kind of educating people on what this profession is about first, I think. Because obviously Beachbody is amazing, but a lot of people don't understand the network marketing profession, which can apply to all different kinds of companies. I bet you didn't know that the same people who developed the Proactive, Rodan and Fields is part of them. So they're part of network marketing profession too. So just wanted to throw that out there. Okay, so what are we not, as I would hope across all network marketers, but of course, like within any profession, right? And I'll just use the cliche, used car sales guy as an example. In any profession, you're going to have the bad seeds, right? But overall, in the network marketing profession, but specifically Beachbody, because that's what we're here to talk about tonight. We are not a get rich or get fit quick company. We do not have those gimmicks, and I'm talking about both. So we are not proponents, and it won't happen anyway because it's not set up that way. It's not a get rich anything, and it's not a, hey, take this thing, or here's a program and it's magically going to make you fit, beautiful, and amazing. In either case, the person has to do work, and in either case, we are here to help and guide them. So what we are encouragers, we are motivators, we are here to guide and to provide support. We are here on our own journeys at the same time as we're able to help other people. So you don't have to be at this perfect place, because no one is going to be able to connect with that. Somebody's going to be able to connect with your vulnerability, your struggles, everything that you've gone through, because they're going to say, hey, she understands me. If someone's always posting these, Instagram, what I'm talking about here, these Instagram shots of I'm perfect and I'm beautiful, they're probably not going to attract someone who's going to really need somebody to help and understand them. So you don't have to be at this perfect anything to be a great coach. If you look up Coach Tulin, I hope I spell it right. It's Tulin, or it could be two L's. But she actually positions and brands herself as an plus size coach. And it's brilliant. It's amazing, because that's who she is. She's still on her journey. She's lost a lot of weight. But guess what? Just because she doesn't fit in this Beachbody body doesn't mean she's not healthy. She's gotten healthy, and she is able to really connect with her target market and her people to help them, because she's going to be able to understand them. So that's what we're all about. You don't have to be a certified trainer or nutritionist. I just happened that I wanted to go that route. And I'm not going to say this because I would ever deter anyone to become a live trainer or anything else within fitness. But for me personally, my story and why I treated my coaching as a hobby for a really long time was because when I became a coach, I immediately became a group fitness trainer. And I got that high. I got that love for having that connection with people, and love teaching the classes. And then it became, okay, let me get certified in this, and let me get certified in that. I was teaching 14, 15 classes a week, and I was making, good money. But, by the time you drive, by the time you to the place, by the time you prepare all the material, especially things that I was creating from scratch, and because I was immersed in the fitness world, I, in a sense, almost thought I was doing more with my coaching business. I don't know, maybe I was trying to make myself feel better, but I wasn't doing the appropriate things or right things to move my business for a long time, because I was so focused on the other aspect of it. I didn't treat both equally. I treated the live training 80% of my time. So last year, I flip-flopped it. I literally dedicated 80% of my time, my energy, my focus to my online coaching. And then I flipped it and 20% to my live. And that's when I moved the needle. But there are other people that have been able to do both. That's just my story. Okay. So like I said before, we have all different walks of life. you know, we have nutritionists, gym owners and such, but we have teachers, you know, people who are nurses who've come over, and dietitians, stay-at-home moms, bartenders, pharmacists, and some people decide to do both. They love what they do. Some people are makeup artists. Look up Coach Glitter. You know, some people decide to do both because they have a passion for both. Or maybe some people decide, you know, they want to do coaching kind of more part-time or something kind of in the middle and still work their business. I mean, there's one coach who was Coach of the Year a few years ago. His name is Wayne Wyatt. And he was Coach of the Year, which means he was set. He could have quit his job, but he had his own orthodontist practice. Now, I don't understand how this guy did it. I like bowed down to him, but he had five children, a wife, orthodontist practice, and he was a practicing orthodontist, and he was a top Coach of the Year. I don't know. He must be from another planet. That's the only thing I can think of. But see, everybody's story is a little bit different. Or some people completely love the freedom. They're able to replace their income and decide to leave their other professions. My upline coach was able to do that. She was she started off as a college student. She was working multiple jobs. And then she got a producer job because she went to school to become a journalist. And then she moved up kind of like in TV production, and then decided once she was able to replace her income, she did stick around for a little bit longer. But then she retired from that. She's been doing this full time. And the other thing that's really cool is that it's not limited to network marketing. Network marketing, Beachbody coaching. She went to school to become a journalist. She was a producer, associate producer for a local TV station. She matched her income, then surpassed it, became a full-time Beachbody coach. And then since then, she's been able to really focus on her writing, which she loves doing. Obviously, she went to school to become a journalist. She's written 2 books. One of them is on my bookshelf. So, and then she's actually writing her 3rd book right now. So it gives you the opportunity to do other things and that you've always had a passion for. So, and so why are we obsessed? Why are coaches obsessed with what they do? You know, there's personal accountability because you're helping others, but you're also helping yourself. You have the freedom, both financial and you have the choice to kind of, you know, spend your time the way that you want. You can work from home. You can work remotely. You can go to Greece for a year, not a year. That would have been awesome, for a month. You create these quality connections, these quality friendships. I have met some amazing people. They're like-minded. And the more that you work on yourself, the more you attract these kind of people in your life. And they actually end up becoming, you know, really good friends. So it's a constant source of connection and inspiration. It's also a really great way to have some form of continuing education because especially with Beachbody, we're a huge proponent of personal development trainings and all that. There's a lot of free. And then as you move up, you know, it's encouraged for you to also do your own, you know, invest in some of your own. You would do that if you were in another profession. So why wouldn't you do that for your own business? So you get to build your own unique brand. You're not restricted to any kind of, you know, crazy limitations. I mean, there are some rules, but they're not crazy. And you have the opportunity to build some residual income. So let me just paint a picture because this was something that I actually, when I was drilling my upline coach for like 2 weeks, are we good? Do you guys have any questions? I just want to make sure that I at least answer them. So definitely please, you know, chat in there and let me know what questions that you guys have. But when I was drilling my upline coach for 2 weeks, and this is what made me finally decide to become a coach. When I was going to college, I also worked in the restaurant industry, and the restaurant that I worked in was pretty much set up like a franchise. And that's when it all made sense to me. I worked at a very popular Italian restaurant. I'll just leave it like that. And if I knew that the managing partner or the guy who oversaw one store He was called the managing partner or the venture partner. And he had to invest a lot of money. I think it was at least 200 or 500,000. And he got a base salary, I think 50 or 60,000, right? What do I mean by good money? Maria, please elaborate on good money. I just want to make sure that I answer that properly. There's a little blob. I have to get that fixed. All right, I'll continue. I don't know when I said good money. So I just want to make sure that I answer that correctly. Just for, are you referring to a coach? Or are you referring to, what was I talking about when I said that? Just let me know what I was referencing, because I'm not sure. Because I was just talking about the Italian restaurant. So, oh, like people who, just let me know what I was referencing, or what the context was. Of who? Approximate yearly. Oh, okay, as a coach. Okay, I will definitely get to that. But so with the analogy of the franchise, so you have the managing partner, he makes a base salary. I'll get to that. He mentioned a base salary, and then what will happen is that he will also get a percentage of how the store performs at the end of each month. So it's a bonus, essentially. And then you have a joint venture partner who oversees an area, who also gets a salary. And then he receives bonuses on how each of the stores that he oversees, he gets a bonus, a percentage of each of those stores. So I was like, okay, that's pretty much what happens as a coach. I mean, we don't have a base salary, but we have a commission, a direct commission off of sales. And again, we're not going to have a salary because we're not putting in, $500,000 up front. It's $40 to sign up. I mean, there's a big difference there. So, oh, yay, Crystal can see the chat. Awesome. So I hope that analogy worked. So our startups are far less, right? Franchises are also constricted to a lot of rules and regulations. And, they have that upfront investment where coaching is only 40, and there's still kind of like a cap at the end of the day. So that was a comparison that, in my mind worked, just because I was in that industry. So it made sense for me. But so how does it work as a coach? I'm an artist. Excuse the blob on my screen. I hope this isn't backwards. Maybe it is backwards. Is it backwards to you guys? Well, if it is, I will read it. So how does the whole structure in Beachbody or network marketing work? So you start working on yourself, which a lot of you are, already doing. You inspire a few people to start their journey, and then they then inspire a few others, who then inspire a few others, who then inspire a few others. So it's a chain reaction, and you're paying it forward. So this is you, you're saying hello or hi. You like my stick figure drawings? And then you inspire 3 people, and then they each inspire 3 people. So you're probably like, that kind of looks like a pyramid. Well, it also may look, oh, it's not backwards, but the blob. Okay, well, at least it's not backwards. So you can see here, my fabulous, you can tell I did not go to art school, in the blob, my mole. Okay, anyway. But it probably looks very familiar, right? And you can probably think of a lot of other companies or a lot of other organizations that are structured like this. So at the end of the day, it's all kind of the same. Maybe the commission structure is a little bit different. Maybe, you know, the organization has some different nuances and stuff. So here's the deal. So if as as a coach, you receive 25% commissions off of anything that you sell. You also get a discount off of that same discount, 25% off of anything that you purchase. You also receive the team cycle bonuses. So what that means is that you receive a commission, or not a commission, a bonus off of your team's volume and how they perform. But let me clarify it. Corporate gives you that check. So let's keep it simple. I sell 5 hammer and chisels. I get 25% commissions off of hammer and chisel. All right. Then one of my coaches, 3 of my coaches they each sell 3 challenge packs, which is a program and Shakeology at a discounted price. So I do not get a cut of what they make. They keep that 100%. I don't touch it. But corporate gives me a bonus check from their pot because I am mentoring and growing my team. So it goes back to that franchise analogy. It goes back to that I get a bonus check, just like that restaurant owner gets a bonus check for how he manages and mentors his wait staff, his cooks, his hostesses, right? Because those are the operational people. Those are the people actually really talking to the customers. So he's doing well because they're doing well. And the same thing happens when my team does well. Corporate sees that and gives me a check. So I hope that makes sense. So for example, if one of my coaches could definitely surpass me in income because they may be able to grow their team way bigger than me, and and I hope that they mentor their team better so they could surpass me in income. So to answer your question, Maria, how much does an average coach make? I can't really say an average because there's such a gamut. So you're going to have, because again, everyone works at their own pace. There's no one here saying, you got to do this. I mean, I'm here. I do my best to stay on my coaches and to mentor them. And with my team, we have a coach basics training. There's, we have a private group. There's ongoing trainings. We have a weekly call, so many different things. But I guess to answer it fairly, I'll put it to you this way. I'll give you kind of 3 different tiers. So you have kind of more the discount, very part-time coach. And that person is probably more interested in that accountability for themselves, or they just really purely want a discount. It is about how hard you work. So there, you have that first tier that really is, kind of more discount or very part-time. So you can look at someone like that, I don't know, maybe making $250 a month, just depending. I'm sorry. Yeah, about $250 a month, maybe $300 a month. Or, no, I think that's fair. That's very part-time kind of discount coach, right? Then you have someone who works it, but is either not fully committed because they're they have another full-time job, or maybe they're kind of really working on themselves inside. So that person can make anywhere from about $10,000-15,000 to about $50,000 a year, just depending on how their team is performing, how they're mentoring them, and things like that. So it could be anywhere from $10,000-15,000 to about $50,000. And then you have, I'll give you 4 tiers. And then you have like my upline coach. I think now, we haven't discussed like her salary like very recently, but as of like this time last year, she was making well over 6 figures. And the girl was like, I don't know, 26, 27, but she works hard and she's developed key leaders who are basically paying it forward. And then of course you have the crazy tier of the like the $1 million club. So you have like that kind of stretch and everything, of course, even in between what I mentioned. So this is why I first started saying this is not anything quick. It's not, I'm not saying that next month you're going to make $10,000. I mean, it's practically impossible. This is actually a very compounded effect type work, and there's a 2-month delay usually in your activities. So the work that you put in March, you're probably not really going to see it until May. And the key is having a really core team for support and accountability and for mentorship, so you can focus on the vision and the bigger picture rather than the paycheck, because the paycheck will come. And I was stuck in that for a really long time. And, when I focused more on the vision and the activities that I actually needed to do daily, rather than worrying about what was going to be in my bank account next month, that's actually when I really started seeing the needle move in my business. And that's why we have a saying, be here a year from now. Because if you're consistent, you will see progress, even short term. Like, for instance, you can win, a free ticket to Summit. You can have your product paid for. You can even make some profit within 3 months. But if you're in it and you stay long term, you can really see some significant things. So it really depends on the person and what kind of work that they put in. Okay, so real quick, I keep saying real quick and it never is real quick. At least I admit it, right? Okay, last thing. I promised you guys this and I wanted to tell you. And keep, asking questions if something I haven't covered, but I want to kind of give you a day in the life of a coach. So I'm going to give you a brand new virgin coach. So what a brand new coach does is they focus on building a strong foundation for their activity levels, and they're called the 3 vital behaviors. And that is inviting people to learn more. So we're not sleazy, we're not slimy, we're not, hounding our friends. We're just inviting them. Hey, I'm having a fitness challenge. You mentioned that, you mentioned to me that you were really feeling tired or this, you wanted to get back in shape. And, I really think that this could help you. Would you want to know more? You're never like, better or spamming your Facebook all the time. I teach my coaches how to do it in a way that's more inviting than spammy. So the 3 vital behaviors: invite, be a product of the product, and so that just means walk the walk, work out, drink your Shakeology, work on your nutrition, and then personal development. And sometimes personal development is overlooked, but your business moves when you grow, and that only goes through personal development. So it's really, really, it's really important to either read or listen to an audiobook once a month. So that's what we encourage, and it's up to each new coach to want to do that. We also have a new coach training, which is a 3-week training, and you get an assignment every day. You do it on your own time. So even if it goes beyond the 3 weeks, and you have that time to do it. And we focus more on smaller attainable goals within a 3-month period. And that could be, just paying for your product. It could also be running, a few challenges on your own or co-hosting it with our team. And it could also be, depending on, the coach's dedication, aggressiveness, and by aggressiveness, I mean passion to like go all in, not pushy aggressive. That could also mean going to Emerald, which is starting to grow a team, and that means 2 coaches, or it could even mean going to Diamond within 3 months, which is growing a team of 10. So again, it really depends on the new coach. And as an upline coach, it's my goal and my duty to help them determine what they need to do to get to their goals. I don't determine the goals, they do. But I just am there to guide them, answer questions, say, hey, well, maybe you shouldn't really be focusing on that, or you really should be focusing on this. I'm definitely not a yes girl. I will love you, but I will also say, hey, you know, based off of your goals, you're not doing what you need to do. So either you need to lower your goals or you need to increase your activities. The choice is yours. But here, you know, I'm just kind of being the mirror that you probably need at this point, because I know you want to be successful. So a more seasoned coach does all that still. That is the foundation, the number one thing you got to do, on top of doing things like I'm doing here, you know, going into more attraction marketing. So you're going outside your warm market. So even though we don't like hound or bug or be annoying to like friends or family, we are still kind of using our warm market as far as like, if they have a need, you know, you mention something, and then if they have a friend, they invite them. So still that warm market, or it's a friend of a friend, that kind of thing. But then with the cold market, or people you really don't know, like complete strangers, whether that's, you know, at the grocery store, or you meet them online. I have several coaches who I've never met in person. They are in other states. And once you kind of really master those foundational tasks, then you really can focus on more the attraction marketing, and a lot of the personal development will go into that, because you got to have certain skills. But as you know, your coach, I would be helped to train you on that or guide you to certain trainings. But that is hosting, you know, you could do webinars or you can do calls. You're focused more on you know, maybe even blogging, you know. So, you know, I like pages, like the business pages on Facebook. That's my thing. And they're hard. You got to work at them. But some people, that's not their thing. Maybe it's Instagram. So maybe you create a community, and you reach out to new people through Instagram. Maybe it's blogging. Maybe that's your thing. So, and then a more seasoned coach is really focused still on meeting their you know, helping 3 people a month, doing the value behaviors, but they're also focused on mentoring their team, hosting team calls. But again, that comes at the appropriate time. And that comes when a coach is ready. When you sign on, it's all about baby steps, building that foundation first. And it's about phases or stages, and not rank, and not comparing a brand new baby coach to a 5-star or 15-star super diamond, I'm all over the place, I'm winning all these awards coach. Because it's not, you know, it's not realistic. You know, in corporate America, if you if you get hired as a coordinator, you're not all of a sudden going to be, you know, executive director of whatever department. So that's kind of the day in the life. You know, a few benefits is that, you know, it's super rewarding. You don't have to be local to help people. You can cast a wider net, and we're actually also in Canada, and I know we're also looking to expand. So it's not just limited to the US. Obviously, you also get a discount on your products. It helps keep you on track. You don't have to be salesy. You have an opportunity to be creative and create your own brand around it. You're not screaming Beachbody. It's not about, hey, I'm doing, you know, Shakeology all the time or any of that. You're really creating a place where people look to you as solutions and a lifestyle. So that is kind of the overall, which was going to be 20 minutes, and it wasn't. I should always double what I'm going to say. But if you are interested in this, you know, give it some time. It's definitely not something that, you know, anyone should make a quick decision on. Again, I drilled my upline for 2 weeks. But just so you know, we are going to have a team training starting on March 21st, which is a Monday. And that will be the Coach Basics training. And that's for a 3-week period. And it's all either online or you'll get daily emails, depending. So if you are the kind of person who dreams big, and you're teachable, meaning you're coachable, you know, and you're excited to help others and make a difference, and you are willing and able to set no matter what goals, and you focus on them, I think that, you know, you would be an amazing addition to our lovely Fit Girls tribe. And if you have any questions, definitely send a message to me, or if another coach on my team invited you, send them a message, and we'll be happy to answer any questions. I'll give it a little bit of time. So if you do have any additional questions, I will be more than happy to answer them here live. I know there's always a delay with the chat. So, but I hope, while I'm waiting for a few minutes, I'll give it like one more minute. Thank you for staying on, and thank you for being patient with my technical difficulties. It happens to everyone. It's even happened to like Shalene. So when it happens to her, I don't feel so bad. It means we're all human, right? Okay, well, I don't see anything coming through. So, oh, there's no cost. That's a great question. I'm sorry I didn't mention that. Any trainings within our team are absolutely free. So we either host them in a private Facebook group similar to the fitness challenges, or they are sent kind of on an auto email base. And so you'll get an email depending on the coach. You'll get an email every day, and then there's an assignment attached to that, and you just kind of review it and do the assignment on your own time. Anything within Beachbody. So to explain this, we have, like my team, we have a weekly call, and then we also have the Coach Basics training, which is free. And then you have my upline coach, who also has free trainings. And then you have corporate who also has free trainings. So there's a lot of free trainings out there, and my job is very important. Something that wasn't told to me bluntly initially is that at certain phases or certain stages, there's certain things that, yeah, it's good to hear. It's good to still have that information, but you may not be necessarily ready for. So that's why the Coach Basics is so important. And as you grow and you work with your upline coach, they can help you decipher what you're ready for and what you're not, especially with all of these free trainings that are at our fingertips, because sometimes it can feel a little bit overwhelming. I mean, it's great to have all that information, but it's also really important to know when you should do what. The other thing, there are other trainings that are paid. Like sometimes, like we have these quarterly events or like mini summits locally in the area, and those are probably like, I don't know, $10 or $20, but it's just to kind of help with the facility. And it's really nice to go to them because you get to meet other coaches and the energy is really good. So, but as far as the team training, that is free. And I hope I answer that question. So I will wait a couple more minutes to see if there are any others that come through. And this call is being recorded, and you will automatically receive, or you should, considering we have some technical difficulties, but you should be receiving that within the next 24 hours automatically to your email. So if you want to kind of replay a certain section, you'll have the opportunity. But again, don't forget, you can always email myself or the coach who invited you. So, all right, I don't see anything else coming through. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for being patient with me. I hope this was informative, and I wish everyone a great rest of your evening.